keep unplugging my. Unplug that. Ready. Hello. All right. We are finally getting set up for dinner. All right. Hopefully we can get somewhat straight over here. And we can do what we need to do. That's always the key. All right. And unfortunately, we are in a rush because we are trying to do 45 things at once, and we just don't have the luxury of more time. So, number one, my camera light, the battery didn't hold its charge at all, so we got to do a little bit differently here. So we got to, so we can't bounce a little more light in here. So the lighting is not going to be as good as it should be, but we will make do. All right, so please feel free to once again vote. If you missed the vote for, well, actually, we're just going to call it done because one of them has already exceeded the everything anyway. So we're not going to. Normally, I would have everybody, vote at the last minute, but there's no way for this to catch up. Linda Barker, how you doing? How you doing, Linda? So, we are here in Kearney, Missouri, on I-35, a little bit north of Kansas City. Tomorrow, we are heading into Kansas to, 1, make a delivery in Topeka, 2, to Park City, Kansas, for our second delivery, which is a little bit north of Wichita. That's our second delivery. Our third delivery is all the way over just a little bit north of Denver, Colorado. So we're on pace. We basically got here yesterday about 4:30. We left from Iowa 80. They're in Walcott, Iowa. We got there a little bit late the day previously, like 5:30. But we got loaded. We had all of our permits fairly quickly, so we were able to get down the road. We did not rush out of Iowa 80 yesterday morning because I wasn't going to be able to make a delivery yesterday or today, so weren't going to rush, but we got down here, 322 miles from Iowa 80, past Des Moines, I-35, all the way down here to Kearney, Missouri. So, if you remember, the meal selection was number 1, chicken and dumplings, 2, meatloaf with potatoes and green beans, chili without beans, chicken cacciatore, or breakfast of some kind. But chicken and dumplings won out. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, this is going to be a little bit not as organized as I want to be, but working on other types of organization kind of make a little bit change. Mr. Brad Parks, how you doing, sir? Good to see you. So we are today, I did a little bit of shopping. I did a little bit of building, did laundry. Wasn't really rushing, but there you go. So this is what we did today. I'll set that right there. Hopefully the light isn't too bad. Roland Keith, how you doing, Raleigh? So this is the cabinet we built. So this is my kitchen drawer. What I keep always just the kitchen drawer. So the light here, that is the passenger side window. Passenger seat right there. Got a little curtain here. Right behind that, and in front of the bed, over top of it, we got a little bit of storage up here. Which, it's got, that's all kitchen stuff up there. Got pots and pans here, a little bit of food there for the moment. But, we're still going to be working on that. I got my printer here. I built this shelf. Today I added this little cleat right here. Keep everything from sliding out as much. So hopefully that helps a little bit. But this is pretty much all set right here. But in this cabinet, so in this cabinet has always been my kitchen setup. And Mr. Roland Keith, all the way from beautiful Australia. So always good to have him in. So the kitchen cabinet, I used to have just some plastic, 3-drawer, little unit that I got from Walmart. Typical cheapo stuff, but there you go. So there's a little bit of storage in the door, real narrow little pockets. Not really good for much of anything, but you got to make use of what you can. But I built this cabinet over the past couple of weeks. So down the bottom is a stationary drawer, stationary cubby. It's got tall things. I got a bit of cleaners. I got Instant Pot, syrup and soy sauce, and tall-ish type containers down there. Big stuff down there. Now the Instant Pot, that's what I base the height down here on, is the Instant Pot. Then I put in a drawer here, and this is all spices and ingredients type stuff here in this little basket. Keeps it, got the pasta right next to it, got some spaghetti right next to it, a little bit of aluminum foil, some baked beans, right there, little single serve baked beans thing, but spices, pepper, cornstarch, baking soda, little stuff like that in there. We got a utensil drawer right here. Now we wanted to put that up top, but wanted to put that all the way to the top here. But this hinge right here and the latch catch right here got in the way. Just one of those things where it just didn't work out as we wanted to. If I could move this hinge, I could have moved that down. I would have rather put the utensil drawer up on top. But nice, regular household slides right there. So we got, forks, spoons, knives, all my, my chef's knives, some wooden utensils, scissors, a little bit of measuring spoons, tongs, whisks, spatulas, chopsticks. Now this is not the final way it's going to be. I'm going to get some real thin 1/4 inch or 2 millimeter, 2.5 millimeter, little, thin board and cut it so that everything has its own little cubby. So the fork is going to have just enough room for you to put your fingers in to grab it, but it's all going to be held nice and tight right up there. So fork, spoon, knives, these things, and just put everything in a nice little tight cubby, as much as possible. So instead of having, a big old blue container like this with everything in it, we're trying to get this as organized as possible and get all that in there like that. So 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch plywood construction for everything in here. Door glides, drawer glides, another cabinet, another pull-out drawer here, and just everything kind of just tucked in as we can do it. And then on top, which this is a concession I will not give up on. I will not give into this. This top drawer, this top shelf here is recessed a little bit, so things like this can sit right in front as necessary. But that's all canned goods right there. But this is all my Japanese food: soba, tempura, ramen, curry, my ramen bowls up here. So all that's tucked in there. It's not in a cardboard box. It's not in a little thing like this as well. So we got all that put in there, and that, over here, ramen bowls used to sit here. My Italian, pasta plates still sitting over here, but we got to work on that. We're going to work on that as much, but this frees up a little bit of space. This little hanging basket, it served its purpose, but I'm going to remove that. Now that's going to move and be removed from the truck entirely. Give a little more foot space in here. It's just enough to put my feet under, right under here, but rather not have it here at all. Now, what I might do is build a drawer that's only like 2 inches deep across, all the way across, and the little thin stuff can fit in there. We're going to see what we can do. That's still a work in progress. But Van Life with Gina, Anthony Facer. Mr. Facer, how you doing? It's a long time since I've seen you, sir. Hey, Gina, how you doing? When are you planning to leave Oregon? I'm sure you got tired of the smoke from the fires recently. So, we're going that. So, we are going to do a couple of things while we're getting started with dinner. So, I'm gonna move some things around here. Things are a little bit in a cluster here, so it's not going to be the normal way I'm doing it. But blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we got to do a little bit of storage, putting things away where they belong, simply because that's the way it is, just never enough time. Heading out in November, well, hopefully you get a good place there in Quartzsite if that's really where you're going. And hopefully, you have a good, safe trip down there. And if you can, stay out of California. Go the long way around. Go out through Nevada and down. Only go out through Las Vegas, down to 95, US 95, which is the only time you want to be in California. That takes you right down there, just a few miles away from the border there in Ehrenberg, right on I-10, and that'll run you right out there. That's the only way I would prefer to go, because going down I-5, dealing with Los Angeles and dealing with all that other stuff, nah, I go the long way. All right, so we got our little vacuum bags here. like I said, I did a little bit of shopping. Not the best of places around here in Kearney. Hey, TJ Jones, Sweetwater, Texas. It's been a good while since I've been to Texas. We're going to Colorado with this trip, after Kansas, so not going to quite make it. All right, so we're going to get our little chef's knife out here. We got, how much is this? This is a 2.44 pounds of chuck roast. So we're gonna cut. We gotta get this cut up real quick and gotten out of the way. Trash bag. We're just gonna use that one right there. So we're gonna divide this into 4 pieces, like we normally do for chuck roast. That'll provide a good 4 meals. So we're just gonna take that piece right there, I think, since it's already separated. There we go. And we're going to cut this one into thirds, I think. Yeah. There we go. And these are going into the freezer. All nice and separate. All right. Got a nice towel here to do that. Oh, a nice old pot roast, or what kind of roast? Pork, beef, chicken, goose, Sasquatch. I mean, what kind of roast did you have, Anthony? All right, so like I said, we're gonna get this beef into the Ziploc bags here. We're gonna vacuum pack them as much as we can, and these will be used later for stir fry, for make steak sandwich, some kind of shish kebab we could use it for. I could put them in ramen. I could do there's just a good number of things we can do with this. Throw it on top of rice, make it with some potatoes, all kinds of jazz. Good old rump roast, carrots, onions, celery, and taters. Yeah, I just picked up pretty much all those ingredients. Like I said, we're not eating the beef tonight. We're doing the winner of the selection, which we would have had last weekend, but being that we were in the shop, we just couldn't do it because I was in the company hotel. We also got 6 nice boneless, skinless chicken thighs, which I could have waited around a little bit longer and asked for the butcher to get me some boneless thighs with the skin on. I could have waited for that, but that would have been just a little bit more expensive, and that would have been, it's a little more of a wait that I did not have time for. Now here in Kearney, Missouri, at the old Pilot, a little bit north of Kansas City, the Cosentino's price cutter is on the other side of the highway, I-35. Just a short little, less than half a mile walk over there, so wasn't too bad. So I walked over there, spent about $150 or $115. Sorry, not $150, $115 for like 9 bags of food and some other things what we needed, but the vast majority was food. So the beef is done, the chicken is done. I just need to find my little vacuum pump doohickey. I think it's up in there. I'll find it. Where's my doodads at? Oh, here's my doodads. right down here. Nice little wipe. Clean up the cutting board. And the cutting board sits right in the cabinet here, right on top. I have a couple of bars that go all the way across left to right, which prevents the board from falling down. There you go. Get that nice and clean. Clean towel, dry that off. Courtney, the Yarn Lady's Closet. How you doing, Courtney? Thanks for coming in. We're making a little bit of chicken dumplings tonight after we get ourselves situated, which we're getting there slowly. We're getting there slowly, but most assuredly. So put that away so we don't hurt ourselves. All right. Hey, Josie. Josie's Place. Miss Josie. Nice lady out there in California. Always a pleasure watching her and talking with her. Hopefully you like our little chicken and dumplings tonight. Well, like I said, every Saturday and Sunday, well, this past Saturday wasn't, but I try to, every Saturday and Sunday we do cooking. We're doing the audience choice cooking meal tonight, which people overwhelmingly chose chicken and dumplings, which with the weather changing like it is not a bad idea. I like chicken and dumplings. I have 3 different dumpling recipes. I do flat dumplings, or what they call rolled dumplings. So you lay it out, you roll it with a bowling pin, you cut long strips. My family always cut the long strips about, yay long, about yay wide, and about yay thick. Nice chewy, pieces, nice big long noodle, just a giant noodle. We also cut them up into bite-sized pieces for, the younger children. So we just automatically put them in there in the pot like that. We also did drop dumplings, or what some people call spoon dumplings, which I think that's what we're going to do tonight. We're just going to do drop dumplings because A, we don't have the room to really roll things out at the moment. I can work on that and make a table or something like that later. So we're just going to do drop dumplings tonight. So, basically there's a big old ball of the dumpling dough just thrown into the boiling water, and let that cook through so it's kind of a little bit dry on the inside, and just a big dough ball, but it's nice and light and fluffy. Hopefully, we got to go. First time I've done it in the truck, so I need that open. I need that open for the light. Sorry. So, but we're gonna give it a go. So let me see if I can find my. Yeah. So I got to find my. I got to find my doohickey. If you don't have your doohickey, you're in serious trouble. Hey, no problem, no problem. Just watch that. Go and watch that later. Well, when it comes to chicken and dumplings, so you got your flat dumpling. Oh, I didn't mention the biscuit dumpling. You basically you put your biscuits on top, you let it cook through. That I'm not as big a fan of the biscuit type. There are times where it's good, but you have to have the right biscuit recipe for that. I'm kind of a dual thing. I love the flat or rolled dumplings, but I love the drop dumpling. My grandmother would make both of them, and it was like you had like a two different meals. So you had your chicken with celery, carrots, and onion, and nice sort of thick sauce, thick soup with it, and then you had your dumplings, which was more of the focus of the meal. So usually I had the rolled dumplings, the flat dumplings, and then I had the drop dumplings. 2 bowls. It was like having 2 meals. It was always fun. So, even though my grandmother did make really good biscuits, which I never got the knack of making problems. They always came out like hockey pucks for me. They were never that light, fluffy, good stuff. So, but there you go. So we got our trash. We're gonna throw that right there for the moment. Grab our Instant Pot. So our good old 3-quart Instant Pot. You don't need that. Take that out of there. And we're going to grab our extension cord so we can do that without knocking things all over the place. Get that set. Get that plugged in. There we go. Get that all set. If I can. There we go. All right, so the thing with the biscuit, it's so easy to do it wrong, and unfortunately, too many people settle for the mediocre just because it's there, which, So we got this this chicken pack, fresh cut fryer. So we got breast, wings, thigh, leg, and an extra piece there. I don't know what that is, but there we go. So we're just going to take this, and using the power of the Instant Pot being a a pressure cooker, this is going to go a lot faster. So we're going to take, now these thighs aren't as big as the other ones I'm going to put in the freezer, but we're just going to 2 thighs, 2 legs. Oh, that's the back. We got the back there. We're not going to put that back in. I'm going to save this for something else. And we're going to throw the wings in. And since it's just 2 of us here, the rest of this is going to get, vacuum packed here. So we got two full breasts here, and a back in the back spine piece. So we'll put the breast in there for something else. Set that right there. I'll probably use the breast for well, that's the thing. I always had a kind of a problem when it comes to deciding who did what best. My grandmother made excellent biscuits. My grandfather made the rolls, and it was always a debate which one was preferable. If you were given a choice, you kind of, it's like, oh man, I want both. But my grandfather's rolls, it was like, I could just eat 2 dozen of those, nothing, just piping hot, a big thing of butter, just put it in there, let it melt, and that's all you needed for dinner. That was preferable. All right, so we're going to put that away, which is nice. It just fits right in there. All right, I'll take the vacuum things up there. So we're going to have a little bit of, we're going to put some black pepper in there, just a touch. This one's almost done. That's almost done. All right, we're going to take a bay leaf, which I haven't even opened this one up yet. Surprising. We're just going to take 1 bay leaf. That guy's trying to escape. Now, there was a old wives' tale that said bay leaves were poisonous, which doesn't quite make any sense. You're putting in your food already. How can it be poisonous? But there you go. We also want a little bit of a Italian seasoning. And if I could find the thing, I would get it. Get all the way in the back. I don't know what I did with it. And, oh, here it is. Got it on the drawer here, which I am happy with pretty much the way this came out so far. So a little bit of Italian seasoning for that little bit of herbiness. Just gonna throw a little bit of that in there. Not too much, just a little bit. Throw that right on the shelf there. There we go. We need a little bit of water. Oh, how about we take the one that's open already? So just a big thing of water. We're just going to put that just to cover the chicken. We don't want too much in there because we're going to be adding other things. We're going to be adding some milk there. Some good old pet evaporated milk. We're going to add a few other things to it, and then that's going to be what we're going to cook the dumplings in. But right now we're just going to get the chicken cooked through, nice and soft and tender, and go from there. So we're going to throw the lid on. So thighs, the drumstick, and the wings. A little bit of cartilage in there, lots of collagen in there, so that's going to help to be part of the thickening of the sauce. So let's see here. What are we going to do? Pressure cook. Pressure is high. Temperature is normal. I'm going to put that on 25 minutes. And if we need to go a little bit longer to make sure the chicken is really, really tender, and we got a lot of the flavor out of the chicken into the sauce, we may adjust that, or we may just go ahead up in here into the refrigerator and grab some chicken bouillon, some demi-glace, some better than bouillon chicken base, and we may throw that in the sauce as well. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. Yeah. Strawberry shortcake on hot biscuits. Now, strawberry jam, yes, I can agree with that one. Strawberry jam, peach jam on biscuits with a ton of fresh butter, I can agree with that. But, I don't know about strawberry shortcake. I'm not a big fan of it to begin with, so there you go. All right, let's see if we can find our vacuum packer, our little vacuum pump. I think it's up here. We got our bamboo steamers. These will be getting used. Not too long. Instapot container. Like I said, we still got a few things that are still going to need maneuvering, but when we actually get all that done, it's going to be a lot more enjoyable here. Okay. Well, I found the charging base, and I found the vacuum pump. Here we go. My little miniature food saver vacuum pump. Here's the little charging base. Fits right in there. Does a pretty good job. So we got the chicken started for that. So we're just going to get other things vacuum packed up. So a little there. So we just seal the little zipper here. Try to squeeze as much air out first. There we go. Try to get that as tight and even down there as possible. Put that right on the little circle. and vacuum seal those up. Then we just roll that up nice and tight, and that'll fit into the freezer as well as we can do. Now, so we got 2 packs of chicken thighs here. Now these are pretty big thighs. Those go in the freezer. This one here, I'm going to take a little bit of soy sauce and we're going to marinate that a little bit. Just a tad, you know, give a little oomph to it. And we're going to use this, I'm probably going to do a little yakitori with this tomorrow. Make a ramen or soba, a little bit of yakitori, which is basically kind of like a Japanese shish kebab. It's probably the closest thing that one could say. We're gonna there we go. Dry that off. Okay, so those are going to sit in the refrigerator. The other, like I said, these are going to go in the freezer. I need my track bag here. Dump that extra little soy sauce out of there. There we go. There we go. That's what that little plastic well on the bottom is, to catch any liquid so it doesn't get up into the pump here. And we got the chicken breast. Which actually I'll probably let the chicken sit until Tuesday. We'll probably do the chicken breast tomorrow. That way that gets used, you know, fairly quickly. And we got our beef here. These are all going in the freezer. Trucker girl Kiana, how you doing? Hopefully you're enjoying being back on the road. I'm fairly sure you are, but I'm not going to presume. You worked hard for it, and you know you have that bit of delay, unfortunately, but all right, so another piece of meat. Like I said, we get these vacuum packed while we're waiting for the chicken to cook. There we go. And now we just got to make space in the old freezer for all this stuff. Which sometimes is easier said than done. But, so 4 thighs, 4 pieces of beef, 2 thighs, 2 breasts. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 meals just sitting right here. On top of the meal we're having here. So this, if we could eat extremely well, I mean, this whole next week. But that's not including leftovers, which we already have a story about that from yesterday. All right, so we actually have some Chinese, carry out from yesterday. We got here, I don't know, about 4:30. Got things set up, blah 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 a little bit. Did my pro strip inspection, put things away, and then went to use the facilities, then said, there are two places that were actually I was looking at first. There's a pizza place here, wood-fired pizza, which I could easily gone for, which, given the place that I really like, is going to be a tough sell to see if that's actually any better. There's also, it was called Giambalvo wood-fired pizza. I could have gone for that. There's also La Fuente's Mexican place on the other side of the highway, right next to the pizza place. I could have gone to one of those two. But right across the street on the same side of the highway was actually a little Chinese place called Hunan something. I can't remember what the actual name was. But I went there instead. Well, walked over there, walked back, and after specifically asking if that was my order, they said, yes, this is your order. I get here, and the order's wrong. Well, being that it's food, and they don't want to take a chance of getting somebody sick or blah, 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 they said, keep the order that was wrong, come back, and we'll give you the order that's right. So we gained a $50 order of food, crab rangoon, egg rolls, egg drop soup, and a couple other things that we don't. Yeah, 2 entrees. So that's in the refrigerator. Some of the other smaller stuff, the rangoon and the egg roll, some of that got eaten. The fortune cookies, of course, got eaten. At least some of them. I had one myself. And then what I had ordered originally was fried rice, some orange chicken, and some chicken wings. So, A, I got my food that I wanted, and B, we got somebody else's food, but because they made a mistake, and they're not going to, bring it back or give it to them, they're not going to take a chance of lawsuits or somebody getting sick and, having a problem. Just keep that, come back and get yours, which I did. So we have a lot of extra food already that we didn't count on. And then, of course, I did some shopping today after working on the cabinets. So everything is coming up roses for the food. So we have well over, if you count my ramen, rice, pasta, the vegetables, we got beans, we got tomato sauce, potatoes, cream of wheat, oatmeal, coffee, hot chocolate, all the spices and all that. I got a couple cans of tomato soup, which I will be having a grilled cheese sandwich. So I picked up a little bit of rye bread. Not the best rye bread in the world, but we got some good rye bread. Picked up stuff for tortillas. Got some tortillas for, some little burritos, little tacos, whatnot, which the chicken or the beef can go into. We got some peppers, onions, potatoes, carrots. Got all that jazz, so we're doing okay with that. So, like I said, the next almost 3 weeks, we have worth of food on the truck, which is not too bad. I know I can eat a ramen every day and put, eggs and some beef or some chicken on there, some onions in there. Some fresh bean sprout would be nice. Some more pork belly would be nice, but they didn't have any over there, so yeah, I didn't get any of that. But other than that, it's going good. So that's finally, the Instapot is finally up to temperature and up to pressure. So that's got 25 minutes to do its thing. So we got that clean. Put that away. There we go. So this chicken back, the spine and whatnot, I'm going to use to make a ramen broth out of it. So for the moment, I need to just seal it up. So lots of fat, lots of connective tissue, lots of bone marrow, all that jazz in there. So we're gonna make a special ramen with this. So let's see. Let's take a look at the old refrigerator. Jam-packed. Let's see what we got up here. Yeah. Well, we do have a little bit of pork belly left. But we will deal with that in a moment. A bit of bacon. We got a lot of frost in there, which I really hate. So we're going to take a bowl here. Try to scrape off some of this frost so it doesn't get too bad. Try to minimize it as much as possible. There we go. Set that aside. Set that up there somewhere or out the window, if you would please. All right, so we'll try to get this in here as organized as I can. So those two are staying out. Got a bag here so I can get on the bed all wet. So we're going to try to cram this in as tight as possible. Pork belly over there. All right, that's going to fit pretty decent. Take 2 chicken thighs. There we go. I'm going to take one of these pork bellies out to thaw so I can use for ramen. That doesn't fit too bad. And the chicken back, we're just going to throw up in there just because there's no room for anything else. Come on. And we can worry about organization a little bit later. All right, so the chicken for that, we're just going to kind of wedge it in here as we can. The 2 breasts for tomorrow. Just got to kind of wedge things in here because there's too much stuff in here at the moment. But we will eat those down as we can. Let's stick that. Stick that right in front, I guess. All right. That's about as good as it's going to get. There we go. All right. So we got plenty of extra trash bags thanks to the shopping trip. There we go. So that's good. Now we need to prepare our vegetables. Now, Midlife Trucker, how you doing, Tom? Josh Superdude, Josh Warmke, how you doing? We are in Kearney, Missouri, a little bit north of Kansas City. We are taking we have 3 different loads. We got a John Deere mower deck. We have a Hitachi mini excavator, which Hitachi is part of John Deere. You know, technically, I don't know what the actual corporate division is, but John Deere, Hitachi work, part of the same thing. And we have a John Deere 544L wheel loader with a 9-foot 8-inch bucket, scoop on the front. We are going from Greensburg, Pennsylvania, a little bit southwest or southeast of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're also going from Davenport, Iowa, which we picked up 2 days ago. We're taking this out to Topeka, a little bit just north of Wichita, and a little bit north of Denver, Colorado. So that is that is what we're doing. That is where we're going. And we stopped here yesterday in Kearney at the Pilot here in Missouri. to do our reset and basically just wait because we couldn't make our delivery either yesterday or today because they're closed. Excuse me. So we just might as well wait somewhere. So here was good enough. Here I could do shopping. Where at Iowa 80, I couldn't do any grocery shopping. So there you go. Pardon me. So 18 minutes on this. Let me dry my knife off here. We'll take another look at the drawer for those who came in late. Put that up there, I guess. There we go. So let's take another look at the drawer here before I do the vegetables. All right, so that bright light right there, that is the passenger side window. That's the passenger seat that I'm touching right there. Hopefully you can see, right there. Sorry about the blinding light, but passenger seat right there. Cooking storage. More storage here, pots and pans, whatnot. Got my printer right here, which being oversized, I deal a lot with permits, so I need these. Salty Dog, KW. Then my kitchen cabinet right in front of the bed. So built a cabinet insert. So 1/2-inch plywood, screws, glue, and some drawer glides here. So we got a utensil drawer. Built that. Got a slide down here for drawer there. This one's a pull-out drawer here as well. This top shelf here is where I keep all my Japanese stuff, my ramen, curry, soba, tempura. My ramen bowls are up there as well, so they're all contained. They're not in a cardboard box like it used to be. Down at the very bottom, we're keeping the Instapot. Some of the taller stuff fits down there. Ingredients here, spices and herbs, whatever fits there really. Canned goods here, a little bit taller stuff. And like I said, all the utensils. We got to organize this a little bit more, make little dividers in here. And hopefully that all fits nice and neat. So a little bit of, hey, Terry. Ratman Rodden, how you doing, sir? Hopefully Texas is not too bad where you're at. So we got now to do some vegetables to cut up. Now, unfortunately, I think it's all the vegetables here. We will see. Well, the other one's got some vegetables in there too. So we got some green onion, which we're not going to use today. A little bit of celery, which we are going to use. We got some bell peppers. We're not going to use these today, but soon. Bit of carrot. We also got some potato, some onion, and some ginger. So we got Lori's Crochet Corner. I know that, and unfortunately there is a bit of conflict with that, so don't worry, Lori. You got to do what you got to do. I do appreciate you stopping in anyway. We're going to make a little chicken dumpling, so feel free to watch the replay later on. Metal Music Maniac, Harry, how you doing? Yeah, they had some pretty good jalapenos and serranos over here, but I just did not have the room for it, and I just couldn't think of what I wanted to make with them. Yeah, I'm going to make some burritos or tacos later on in the week. But, I just wasn't keen on buying them right now. If this refrigerator was double the size, I could do it. But it's always a compromise what you can and can't do. Do you see the onions up there?
They're back there in that basket on the bottom. Behind you.
Where?
Behind you in the basket.
Oh, you're there. Thank you. Glad somebody knows what's going on. So we got a nice onion here. There we go. So we're going to do a little bit of onion, a little bit of carrot, a little bit of celery. We're going to, after the chicken is done, we're going to put those in. We're going to boil the heck crap out of those. That way they get that flavor into that broth as well. 3 burgers. Well, you know, I sound like me, like you helped yourself just fine. All right. Maybe not the way you intended to help yourself, but there you go. So we're just going to get it. We're going to get the biggest carrot here. I think that'll be just enough. There we go. So a decent carrot. We're going to use about not even a third of this, I think. I'm going to grab a couple of, a little bit of celery. So we're going to, and then we got to figure out where we're going to put it. That's going to be the fun part. So we got the pre-cut, you know, so we got, well, 2 sticks of celery I think would be just fine. Celery is a lot more of a subtle flavor than the carrot or the onion will be. So you need a little bit more onion, a little more celery to compensate. So let's grab our cutting board again. Big Mac and fries. Well, you know, if it works, it works. Let's see, we got a, there we go. Got a little peeler here. And there. So a nice little peeler. So, you know, cut the tips off there, just a little bit. All right. Set that up there. Now, the skin on a carrot will affect the color of a sauce because it is, I don't want to say it's like a rust, but, you know, it is exposed to the environment, so it is a little bit more tough. And there are, like with any living organism, there are, you know, reactions and that go on to protect the plant. So I always peel a carrot without question. Hey, Kevin Hart Vlogs, how you doing? Thanks, sir. I do appreciate that. Have a little bit of chicken and dumplings. If I could send some all the way to the UK, I would. So we're just going to slice this at an angle so you get more of an oval shape, which is going to help to expose more of the cells of the carrot, like that. So that's going to release more flavor a lot faster. Not terribly sweet, so that's perfect. Let's stick that in there. We do the same thing with these 2 sticks of celery. We're going to cut the ends off where it's, you know, been exposed for more time than I would like. Now we're just going to split this long ways in half on both of them. Now if I was doing a stir fry, I would cut these at an angle to make the little A shape. A is a little more visually appealing, and it helps to cut the fibers. But we're just going to do it the traditional way. We just cut it straight across. Go. Stick all that in the bowl there. So when the chicken is done, we'll pull the chicken out, we'll set it aside, and then we'll put all the vegetables in. We'll do those real quick. And there ain't nothing wrong with the leftover. All right, so we're going to set that to the side there real quick. So we're going to get the onion here done. You just throw that out the window if you want. No. Okay. All right, so we're just going to top and bottom off. Take the outer layer here off. Now, normally in a house or apartment or whatnot, where I would have a nice vegetable garden, I'd be able to throw all these, all the trimmings into a compost bin and grow my next crop. But not exactly doable here, so it's it is a bit of a waste. But oh well. So like I said, we're going to take a third of the onion. We're going to find a place to put that. I don't have any more bags, I don't think. But we're just going to kind of roughly chop this. Not trying to be too pretty about it, just nice big pieces. There we go. And then we'll let all those flavors combine in the sauce, softening up the vegetables, which they're going to stay in the sauce when we put the dumplings in. So, drop my hands off here. Yeah, that'll do well at 70 miles an hour down the highway. It could use a little bit more sharpening. I do have a little sharpener and a steel on the truck. I have to give my knives a good once over. Unfortunately, I don't have the room or the time to properly put them on a whetstone. To do it the way I would prefer to do it, but you can only do what you can do. So, and the trash, dry that off, dry this off. There we go. We don't need that anymore, so we can put that away. Bing, bang, boom. And we have a nice little drawer to put the knives in, along with everything else. So that works. Let's see here. Do we have another bag up in here, maybe? No, we don't. And I don't have any regular Ziploc bags either. Well, I'll have to figure something out. But for the moment, that's okay. Let's see. No bag in there, no bag in there, no bag in there. Blah, 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 blah. Huh? Yeah. Well, we're just going to have to make do with the bag here. So we'll just pop it in there. It's not going to be around long, so not a problem. Next time we stop at a Walmart, I got to make sure I pick up more bags. There we go. There we go. like I said, we still got to find a place for these vegetables. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of room right now. We got to do a little organization in there, in the refrigerator. Because unfortunately, most college kids have a larger refrigerator than I do, than most trucker drivers do. Yes, I'm a rare exception that most truck drivers will never fully use this to the maximum. Most of them are going to put TV dinners in there, little microwave stuff, and bing, bang, boom. We don't do that. So, we're going to get a bowl here. So we got a nice little pasta plate here, i.e. a bowl. I'm going to take those, wash those. We're just going to take that out. We're going to put the chicken on there. I'm going to get a little bit of aluminum foil, throw on the top to keep dust and whatever else out of there. And like I said, we'll cook our vegetables. Then while the vegetables are cooking, we're going to get all of our stuff together for our dumplings. And we'll get that mixed up. I got a nice big bowl here to do that in. And like I said, we're going to have this. We're going to use the Instapot here. It's going to be full of the broth that's going to accompany this. So we can easily do our drop dumplings in there. A little bit smaller than normal. Normally I would use a big old ladle, big old scoop, drop it in there. We're going to be doing a little bit smaller dumplings. So we just got to compromise on that. That's unfortunately no bones about it. So this is almost done. I'll wash this too. Put that away. So normally when I would cook in a regular kitchen, I'll just use it, throw it off to the side, throw it into the sink, and come back and clean it up later. But kind of forced nowadays, just being in the truck by myself to do the dishes as I go along. When I can. Some dishes I won't wait for. Some things like things with noodles, things in soup. You can't let them get too soggy. That's done. So I'm going to dry this plate off here. Put this away. All right, stick that plate up out the way. Grab a pair of tongs. Let that steam out. And be careful, that is very, very hot. Yeah, things like that. I have a panini grill that basically is the same thing as a George Foreman, type fare. Hot plate, Instapot, stick blender, pots, pans, cast iron pan. Real plates. I don't do plate paper. I don't do plastic. Knives and forks. I refuse to do any of that stuff. So, yeah, it's a little bit more work to make your meal and eat your meal, but it's much more enjoyable. If I'm eating off paper and plastic, I'm at a picnic. I'm at an impromptu, little gathering in somebody's backyard. Here, just take a plate, there you go. Bing, bang, boom. That's all fine and dandy. But when I'm eating a regular meal, I want to enjoy it like I would be in a house or I'm going to a restaurant. I want to enjoy it in all of its facets. Real cutlery, real knives, forks, spoons, no plastic, real plates and bowls, no paper, no plastic, none of that fake garbage. I have plastic bowls and stuff, but You know, I use that to do prep work in. I'm not trying. I don't want to eat off of that on a regular basis. You know, I'm not a 5-year-old eating a bowl of oatmeal in the morning. When I make oatmeal, I want a real bowl. I want to enjoy it. I want to make it be, you know, like I said, I never smoked, never drank, never did drugs. My vice is eating. That's how you get this. You know, and you know, I love to cook. I love to eat. So therefore, why would I cheapen my meal by eating off paper? You know, now, if I want to eat off paper, I'll go in here to Wendy's or Arby's or McDonald's and get a burger. Now, I'll eat off a paper with that. But otherwise, I'll make that same meal in the truck 10 times better, half as much in the cost, and I'm going to enjoy it more. All right, so the pressure has been released. We can now open that up. Let me find a towel to set this on. Set that right there. We're going to check the tenderness of our meat first. Yep, nice and tender. So we're gonna get a scoop here, little slotted holy spoon there. We take those out a little bit more gently. Plus, let them drain so they ain't gonna just fill up the bowl here with too much. And we're going to take a little taste of the broth here, or like the Italians would say, brolo. Take a little taste of the broth, see what we are working with. So a bit of fat, a bit of collagen's out. Dump our vegetables in. Go ahead and get them out the way. And unfortunately, because it's modern chicken, it's not an animal that really had to work for a living. It doesn't really have much flavor, so we're gonna add a bit of salt. Let's see here. Where is our chicken broth? Back here, I think. Probably the one on the bottom. That is. Jam that back. All right, so we're going to take a little bit of better than bouillon chicken broth. We're just going to put a little touch of that in there as well. Just to deepen that flavor. Really want a good chicken flavor in our chicken dumplings. Clean that spoon off there. All that stuff off the lid. I'm going to stir that in real quick. Now the chicken did put, like I said, put a bit of fat in there, put a little bit of the of that stuff in there, so let's taste that again. That's a little bit better. So this is basically just boiled down chicken stock, nice and super thick. All right, these can't stay in here. These have to go. There we go. There we go. Free food is great, but at the moment, it's getting in the way. So we're going to let this trinity of vegetables here, celery, onion, carrots, or what the French will call a mirepoix, or the Italians will call a sofrito. We're going to put that in there. We're going to take it. We need a excuse me. We need some canned milk. Put that there. So evaporated milk. This is my preferred brand, Pet. We always just called it canned milk because it's in a can and it's milk. We know it's evaporated milk in my family, so there you go. Excuse me. Let's find a can opener here. And it does tell you to shake well. So we're going to shake mediocre. We're not going to go all the way to well. That on one side, we'll leave it there, let all the air out. And we need I need to get a regular opener, but I'm going to put about half a can in there. Stir that up. See if I can't give you a little bit of a peek as to the color here. Here we go. So nice yellowish sort of look. So we're going to add a little bit more water because you need to thin it out a little bit. There we go. Then we're going to put the lid back on for the Instant Pot here. Seal that up. Pressure cook. Oh, that's canceled. Pressure cook. We don't need to go that long for the chicken, for the vegetables, as we did with the chicken. So we're only going to put those on for 10 minutes. Let that go. Sounded like I was in the liquor cabinet. Well, since I never did that, I couldn't honestly tell you what that sounds like. So we're going to take it, get a little bit of aluminum foil here. Cover up our chicken. Get that right there. Bing, bang, boom. Set that to the side. There we go. So here's our basically just boiled chicken. You know, nothing too fancy. Yeah, set that right there. So we're just gonna set that to the side. Just keep that all contained. So A, it doesn't spill. B, nothing's gonna get into it. I'm gonna set that right there. There we go. So for the most part, we are getting more and more organized every day. Like I said, with having a second person on the truck, a lot of things that I wanted to do kind of got accelerated. So like the kitchen cabinet, it got accelerated because I've been talking about it for weeks and months and never really did anything about it because there was no necessity to do it any faster than whenever I felt like getting around to it. But, like I said, putting a second person on the truck, like I said, accelerated that process. So we now have not more space than I had before. I just have better use of that space. Which having slide-out drawers, we got 3 slide-out drawers. We got a big, shelf on the bottom, and I got a recessed shelf that's static up on the top, place for the cutting board, you know, place for the Instapot and various other things that we can get out of this area up here into the cabinet, out of the way, and it just works a little bit better. Hopefully. We're not going to make any grand pronouncements, but we still have a bit more to do. We got a little visitor decided to get into the truck. Ugh. And we'll see how it rides, and if we need to make any if we got to make any adjustments to that with towels and whatnot to stop vibration, we will do that. It's just a matter of doing it. That's no bones about it. Oh yeah, yes, TJ, definitely. There are some things that have to be done, and then there's other things that you would like to get done. This was originally something I would like to do, then it became a have to do. Now, am I upset about it? No way. I'm very happy with, I wish I had a bit more precision in building the cabinet, but I'm building this on my back, on my trailer deck. So nothing is completely level, nothing's completely flat, nothing's completely square and plumb and whatnot. So, it's one of those things where it's a compromise. It's like 95, 97% what I need. Now, we will be doing the same thing over here on the closed side. So let me move this over to the other side here so we can see what we're talking about. Because I have the same sort of cabinets over here. Get out my feet out the way. So we're going to pull this over to the other side here. So, the same sort of thing over here. This is a little bit taller cabinet. It's like, that's about another 8 inches tall, 8 to 10 inches taller. And these are the same kind of drawer, the same kind of bins that I had over here on the passenger side for the kitchen. So I had 3 of these, then I had space on top that I put all my dishes in. Just set them in there and try to contain them as much as possible. But what I want to do is build the same sort of cabinet that I did on the passenger side, because this plastic here has got to have bends and curves and extra bits and bobs to try to give it some rigidity, because it's cheap plastic. But having a fitted cabinet in here that actually has a little bit more usable room. So where we have 1, 2, 3 drawers for me right now, and then 3 drawers for Kristena down there, we're going to get a little bit more usable space. Not much, but a little bit. We're going to gain about 15% more usable space. So clothes will be in there. I think I'll be able to get all my vitamins and minerals and supplements in here as well. Because here in the door, this is all medicine cabinets and stuff like that. So we are going to try to get some of this stuff. What's in the door is going to stay in the door. And then all this stuff will just get a little bit, the shelves will be a little bit thinner, a little bit wider as well, and a bit deeper. Because I can come all the way out here to the very back of this hinge right here. And like I said, we'll gain about 15 to 20% more room. And then, like I said, we can put slides in, or we can just put a folding door on there. Whatever is going to be the best. Well, the truck isn't rolling now because I am 90 miles away from my delivery. They are not open on the weekends. So there you go. That's why. I am also on permits. So I have to worry about curfew times of the sunrise, sunset, when I can actually drive into the cities and whatnot. So tomorrow I have to worry about going into Kansas City at a certain time. Being in the Kansas City area at a certain time. I have to be aware of that because the permit doesn't allow me to be in certain places at certain times. I have to worry about Topeka, and I have to worry, what kind of curfew times that are there. A lot of the places 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. There are times where you can't drive through some of the major cities. So, that's why the truck isn't rolling. A, they're not open, and B, there you go. No, my passenger does not ride. She's just along enjoying my winning personality. Of course, she's hiding her loathing and disgust. Now, I enjoy having Kristena on the truck. A blessing to me, someone who can tolerate me. Having a good time, I hope. She's giving a non-committal yes nod. I try to harass her as much as possible. My snide, sarcastic, sardonic attitude that I normally have. She seems to not have killed me in the past month, so we're good to go. I think Wednesday will be 4 weeks. Yeah, so Wednesday will be 4 weeks she's on the truck. Having a good time. I mean, haven't really seen any place great so far. But we're going out west, so we have a possibility going up to Washington or out to California. Who knows where we're going to go? I was supposed to have a load going up to Kalispell, Montana this past week, but truck work, maintenance, whatnot, new computer, delayed that. We were supposed to leave on Friday. We didn't leave until Tuesday this past week. So 4 days, almost 5 days, 4 of which we were at the company's hotel, little bunkhouse. Cooked there. We had several dinners there. Last week's spaghetti or zucchini spaghetti didn't come out as well as we would want to, but we did do a Sunday night dinner. It just wasn't the audience choice because we just couldn't. If I could stop there at that Flying J there in I can't remember the name of it. The Flying J there. We will, but you know how that goes there, TJ. Usually when that happens, everybody's off. Things always meet. So, but we always do what we can. I definitely would like to to meet you in person. And yes, we will take a free dinner. If you're going to cook, we'll definitely take that free dinner. That's if we can eat this stuff down that's in here. So, when did we have that filet mignon?
That night in
So
Minnesota.
Monday? Monday? Yeah, Monday, Kristena cooked dinner. Filet mignon, baked potato. We cooked the baked potatoes in the Instant Pot. You don't need a microwave on a truck. Everybody, if you look at the trucking channels, a big truck cooking, a keto trucker, you'll see all the things are talking about the Galanz, Galanz 3-in-1 microwave air fryer convection oven. People are raving about that. I could have gotten one, but the unit that I've had the a regular microwave. I've had the Emerald Lagasse 360 9-in-1 combo thing, which blew up on me. Not happy about that. And I had a Farberware convection air fryer microwave. I used it 3 times in 3 months. 2 bags of popcorn and a cup of soup. And I got to a point where it's like, A, I don't need it. I never use it. It's dead weight. Almost everything that I can do, well, everything I can do in that big unit, I can do in the Instant Pot or in a pan. So why do I need a big empty box that I only use 3 times? Let's see, 25, not even 25 whole minutes, not even 20 minutes in 3 months. So, oh yeah, I would definitely take some elk. Oh yeah, I mean, I would definitely take some elk. Good elk. Now elk tenderloin and the back in the ham, the back leg. I would love to have that. But it's all going to be a question of what we can have here and how we're going to cook it. Yep. Oh, we had salad as well with dinner Kristena made, baked potato. It was pretty dang good. It was pretty dang good. I mean, I was happy with it. She had it the next day or the day after, cold, and chowed down on it, so wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. Like I said, I was looking for some New York strip. Just didn't look as like I wanted to have it. I mean, unfortunately, this chuck roast is not as fatty as I would like. They're on that health kick. Ew, fat's bad garbage. Lie and a half. Oh, can you give me my drink there, please? Thank you much. Kind of thirsty, kind of parched. Pardon me. So, things like that just got rid of. And speaking of which, the little plastic tray, my food came in last night. I got rid of some forks and some spoons when I was folding my laundry. Took it in there, put them in there, put a little sign on it, a little piece of paper, said, free, forks and spoons. Got rid of it because I had way too many. I still have too many. But got rid of the ones I didn't want. So hopefully somebody else can benefit, having some real cutlery on the truck. Yeah, Salty Dog, I agree. I don't know how she put up with me at all. I mean, she's a saintly woman, so there you go. She's got the patience, to deal with me. No, she's a February girl like I'm a February guy, so we have a similar enough type of attitudes and known each other for over about 3.5 years, going on 4 years. So ever since trucking school, and I'm always happy to call her my friend. And hopefully she feels the same. But like I said, I'm happy to have her on the truck. I mean, it's been a big adjustment from being alone for 3 odd years in a truck, going everywhere by myself, to not having someone there. It's a big change and a welcome change. Well, see, microwave potatoes in the microwave, popcorn, pizza reheat. Just heating up leftovers and baked potatoes. Microwave does a great job with that. But you want to get rid of that microwave in the truck, put an Instant Pot on there. A little bit of water in the bottom, a little bit of tray, a small tray to lift them out of the water. Like 15 minutes, 18 minutes. Some really good moist potatoes. So, like I said, I've said it before, the Instant Pot is the absolute single best tool I have on the truck besides my knives. So, other than that, like I said, I have tongs and whisks and chopsticks and paring knives and, can openers and peelers and little scoops and little steamer baskets for the Instant Pot. And, all those things allow me to do things in a way that it's just a lot nicer, and it just makes it a lot more enjoyable to be in the truck. Yeah, I mean, like I said, almost everything that I make, I would prefer to put back into a pan to reheat. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but I could do so much more with that. There's so much, so many more techniques I can use to reheat something. Instead of just popping it back in the microwave, I can add more spices. I can, add a sauce in a different way. It's just one of the things that, the skills I've managed to accumulate, in restaurants and other things, in other places, and just, personally, a microwave just became a nuisance. Yeah, it helped, when I first started trucking, you got to make those compromises because you don't have everything you want. So, it just was, one of those things where, yeah, put a microwave on the truck. You had popcorn, microwave this, microwave that, easy. That's all trash. No, I still got stuff in it. Still going to use that. So, things, there are tools that I want on the truck that I wish I could have. Wish I could have a Vitamix. So a heatable blender. I wish I had one of those. I wish I had a deep fryer. There are tools that I wish I actually had. I wish I had a big old dehydrator to make my own beef jerky. But unfortunately there's just things that I can't do because of the lack of space. This is not my property, so all this stuff I can't screw into it. I can't cut holes in it. I can't remove it. I got to make do with what is there. Oh yeah. A good poached egg on a nice piece of toast. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. A little bit of hash brown on the side, bit of toast, a bit of beans in the morning. Do like a full English breakfast. A good poached egg, when done just right, gotta love it. Now, I will be putting another tool on the truck, a sous vide machine. Okay? SOUSVIDE, sous vide, which will make perfect, properly done eggs any way you want it. And poaching is one of those things. Properly doing a steak all the way through, to the perfect temperature, and then at the very last minute, throw it in a blazing hot cast iron pan to put the crust on. That's the kind of stuff we're going to be doing. And that's one of those tools that you don't need, but I'm going to have on the truck anyway. Being able to do a properly half-boiled egg, doing a proper half-boiled egg for my ramen is going to be amazing. Yeah, it's a good thing you gave her a little time to think about it. Corned beef hash, exactly. I wish I had some. I think I have a can of corned beef in here. I think I have it underneath the bed. But I think I have a can of corned beef, some good fried potatoes, nice diced golden brown, nice and crispy on the outside. Hash brown, I mean the corned beef that has a nice crust on it. You know, nice and crunchy crust, that darker red color. Then a couple of fried eggs on top of that, or poached eggs on top of that. That's a breakfast. That's the point, Salty Dog. That's the point of the video. All right, so the vegetables are done. We're going to let the pressure out. Oh, that smells good. All right, so we got to get a few ingredients together to make our dumplings. All right, so we're going to get our nice large bowl. I mean, there we go. I got this set of pasta plates, pasta bowls from Mikasa. Let's see. Yeah. Mikasa.com. They have all kinds of bowls like this. Oh man, I got a chip in this. Oh crap. I got a chip in it. Ah. I think something fell down and hit it. Damn it. Oh well, I'll just have to order another one. Oh, that smells amazing. Oh, that smells amazing. All right, so we need... All right. So we got flour. We got some baking powder. We got salt. Now, this is not my grandmother's recipe. I don't know where that recipe went to. I have to ask my sister if she has a copy of it. But here's the recipe I got from the novice chef. Okay, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, which we got enough of that. 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Got that there. This is not Calumet. I wish I had Calumet, but you know, this will work. 1 teaspoon finely crushed black pepper, which we got a little bit in there. And then I got my little thing, my little mill here. I got another mill coming. That's going to be a little bit better. This is more for finishing than it is for actual recipe. All right, 1 teaspoon of salt, tablespoon of thyme, or a teaspoon of dried thyme. We got some thyme in here, I believe. I know I have. I could have sworn I had some thyme. Is this it? Yeah, thyme. THYME. But you know, we do what we can. Let me push that away. Actually, I need to plug my my computer in here. Let's see. Find my cord. This is going on a little bit longer than normal for the video, but you cannot rush perfection. Hey, Steven, how you doing? How's your daughter doing? So we're going to plug that in. We're going to plug the computer in here. So the dumplings will go fairly fast. So, you know, it's not a, it's never a big deal. All right, so all we have is thyme and oregano and baked beans. We don't need more hot dogs. I ate all the hot dogs. but we got everything else. All right, so the pressure is almost done. Once that little pin drops, we'll be able to open that up. And we get a measuring cup here. So we got a measuring cup. Now, because we're not using my grandmother's recipe, we got to do this a little bit differently. So we're going to be using the canned milk instead of whole milk. We're just going to cut this by 50%. So we're going to use 3/8 of a can, 3/8 of a cup of the canned milk, and the rest with water to fill that up. So we're going to take our bowl here. Let's take this here. We're going to take our plate here, and our bowl there. Oh my goodness, that smells awesome! And we will taste that in a little bit to make sure that it's properly seasoned. Everything is going as good as we got. So, but we need a couple of measuring spoons. We got some measuring spoons here. All right, so we need 2 cups of flour. I'm just gonna. Now this is King Arthur all-purpose flour. I prefer King Arthur better than the other major brand. That looks like 2 cups. Close enough. Gonna pour that right in there. I'm gonna put the flour away so we don't have a spillage. I am thinking about putting getting a waffle maker because I want fresh waffles, and I will make waffles from scratch. Beat the eggs to get a nice meringue, kind of meringue going, all that jazz. Right, so what do we need now? Okay, so here we go. So, like I said, this is from the novicechefblog.com. This is the recipe that I'm using here because I don't have my grandmother's recipe. If I did, I'd be using that version, but this will suffice. This will suffice. Okay, so we need a tablespoon and a teaspoon of baking powder. Like I said, this is, your standard nondescript. So 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon. So we're just going to get out. Pull that there. There we go. There's your baking powder. The lid decided to fall on the floor, so it's not where it needs to be. Try to get some of this other stuff out the way so I don't spill anything. That'd be a good old mess here. Hey, Miss Southern Belle, how you doing? I would gladly take that recipe. My world, my way, Helen, how you doing? You were always late, my friend, but you're here, so good on you. All right, so let me over here. So baking powder. This is, and I will guarantee you, this is not a common ingredient on 99.9% of any truck out here, including the people that actually cook in the truck. All right, so we got our 2 cups of flour, a tablespoon and a teaspoon of baking powder. We need a teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to clean that off real quick so we don't contaminate our salt with baking powder as much as possible. Why do you people bother eating when you know you're going to watch my show? So a teaspoon of salt. Put that together right there. Bing, bing, boom. Move that off to the side. All right. So we need a little bit of thyme. Take that off. How much we need? 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme, 1 teaspoon of dry. So this measuring spoon has a round and an pointed one. That way you can get right into the right into here. That's close enough to a teaspoon of thyme. There we go. Yeah, stick that right back in there just for the moment. Now you could use regular, if you wanted to, regular Italian seasoning or any other kind of herb. I like the thyme, so we're gonna put that on here. So now we're going to take a little bit of a whisk, a little mini whisk there. We're just gonna get all that kind of mixed up there as evenly as possible, because we don't want a big glob of any one thing. Even though this is 90+%, only a spoon. So we got a spoon here. We're going to need that. Get a spatula here as well, just to get everything, make sure everything stays down off of the. There. Like I said, we're gonna. I don't have the room for a sifter, so we gotta kind of do this. There we go. I'm gonna bring that all into the middle here, kind of well it up here a little bit, so we can. There we go. Try to bring it all into the middle here a little bit better, like a little well in the middle, just to help it mix up a little bit better. So like I said, we're going to make 3/4 cup of milk. Well, we also need some butter. Sorry. Before we do that, let's get some butter out here. We need 4 tablespoons. Shit. Sorry about that. What I didn't want to have happen just happened. What a mess, what a mess, what a mess. Good thing you got clean sheets. All right. Well, that's always good. That's the joy of cooking. There we go. All right, so what do I do with my butter? Here's my butter. So, you can tell this is live. Got to change those again before we go any further. Oh, well. All right, so this is 8 ounces of butter. So we're going to take a little bit of that. What did I just do? Here we go. So we're going to take 8 ounces here. Need a little cup. So that's about 4 tablespoons right there. Put that right in there. At least it wasn't the milk. That's right. But, you know, even with little baubles like that, it's still a better day than eating anything from any restaurant. Now, I wish I had a vacuum. But, c'est la vie, right? All right, so we're going to take this here. We're just going to hold this over here real quick to melt that butter. At least a little bit. There we go. starting to soften up here. We don't really need to be melted, but we definitely want to try to get it as soft as possible. You know, things like that happen. You know, if you get all bent out of shape about it and start throwing things all around, hey, Miss Renee, how you doing? Healthy living with Miss Renee the barber. I did steal your fish recipe sauce, your glaze, so I will be trying that soon. I'm going to soften this up. There we go. Get that nice and soft. There we go. Like I said, we're going to put in just about 3/8 of the canned milk here. There we go. And the rest with water, which will turn this back into basically into whole milk. And we are accounting for the butter being in there, so we're adjusting that. We're going to mix that all together. I'm going to take that out, set that right there. We're going to take our little whisk and kind of whisk all that together a little bit. Good. All right, so with the remaining, we didn't lose a whole lot of flour, so we're not gonna really cry about it. Just gonna dump that right on in. Get that all scraped out. Set that off to the side. Take our little spatula here. Get that out of there. Like that. We're just going to kind of stir that all together. So this is going to make just basic drop dumplings, and we'll adjust it for the temperature. I mean, for the humidity. Sorry. I'm just going to get that out of there. It's probably more like rolled dumplings the way it's looking. Yeah, little accents like that are always make it a little more interesting. Set that to the side. Stir all that in. Yeah, it's looking more like a rolled dumpling. I thought it'd be the drop dumpling recipe. Oh well. Whatever. So just kind of trying to get all that loose flour into one of these, little globs here. I'm just going to kind of cut that like that. Yeah, this is looking more like a rolled, a flat dumpling recipe. So let's put that on saute. Just turn that time up so we have a little bit more there. There we go. There we go. So we're just going to use our hands. There we go. Yeah, we just this is more this is a little bit too dry for a drop dumpling. Which, like I said, I like both drop dumplings and flat dumplings. You know, I'm not, like I said, the biscuit type dumplings. I'm not as big of a fan of. I mean, because like I said before, you got to really have a really good biscuit recipe to be able to do it properly. And I think I've had the biscuit dumplings about 8 or 9 different times by like 7 or 8 people, something like that. So, it's not really, I have not found one that I really like. So, we're going to get out our little mini rolling pin. Yes, I have a rolling pin. So we're going to take a part of the dough here. We're not going to take all the dough. We just don't have the room for all the dough. We're going to set that aside without spilling. Hopefully. And if it does, it should just be one big glob. So we're going to take our rolling pin. There we go. Just got to kind of roll those out like that. Nice and long there. Try to get it fairly even. A little extra flour on there will keep that from sticking, but we ain't going to cry about it. Just going to take a little, that's boiling, so we're good to go for that. So now we're just going to cut this out. We're going to make some thinner, not as wide as I would like to make them, but I'm going to make these just about 3/4 of an inch wide. Like that. Kind of trim up nice and neat. So here's your dumpling. I'm going to take that, set it right in there. We don't want to overcrowd the pan, so we want them to kind of basically just cook through. Just kind of press this one together here on the loose bits. Not trying to be fancy. So these will puff up a little bit because of the baking powder. And we were going to get our guinea pig, who just got back in the truck, who missed all the fun of me dumping flour everywhere. Hey, it's live TV. What do you want? All right, so let's grab a plate here. And I need a big old spoon. There we go. Big old spoon. Here we go. Just keep those down in there. Now we got the milk, the vegetables. The chicken, of course, is separate because we just don't have the room in the pot. So, leg, thigh. What do you want? Huh?
Whatever doesn't have skin.
You want a leg or a thigh? A thigh? Okay. So we got a little bit of a thigh there. We'll go ahead and debone it here, just to save a little time. There we go. Give her the other one to make sure. Is that enough meat, or you want a little bit more? That's good. Okay. So that's boiling away. So that should be quite good. Let's go ahead and scoop some of these out. Dumplings do not take a long time. There we go. A little bit of the vegetable. A little bit of the sauce. Set that aside there. Grab the rest of the little dumplings here without as much of the sauce. We don't want a little bit fewer of the vegetables, I think. All right, that's good. I'll set this off to the side here, I think, right there. And a good old spoon and a nice plate of chicken and dumplings. Besides spilling stuff all over the floor, I would say that's pretty dang good. Now we need someone to be the victim for the first taste test. There you go. Now we're going to get a little more dough out for myself here. There we go. There we go. Put that on there. Extra flour. Rolling pin. Roll this out. Make sure that's cleaned off. There we go. So not too bad, considering we're get that nice and boiled up. Nope. I said drop dumplings would be a little bit easier in this situation, but I think this will work out just hunky / dory, and whatever percentages you need to have those two. There we go. Grab me a bowl as well. So we got another nice little bowl here. Take one of the legs, just peel that meat right off. Nice and easy. A little bit of skin, a little bit of cartilage. All doing good. Sit that right there. Even got the wing. I'm not going to worry about the bones in the wing. We'll kind of pick those off as we can. And one of the thighs. There we go. Just going to debone that. The skin, a little bit of the cartilage, the connective tissue, the tendon, all of that. The pressure cooker breaks all that down. So let's see what
I didn't tell you.
well, that's what I'm waiting for.
I'm waiting for you.
No, go ahead and take a bite and see if you need a little bit of salt or anything. All right, we're going to turn that off. That's boiled enough. There we go. Put that little right there again, so we don't get too much in there. Get our dumplings there. A little bit of the vegetables. There we go. So not too bad. Fairly successful meal. Besides, making a mess and taking a little bit longer than normal. But all in all, take a little bit of that soup there. Now you can thicken that up with a little bit of cornstarch, arrowroot, a little bit of taro root, a little bit of flour, make a roux to thicken that up with. Isn't going to hurt nobody. Grab me a spoon as well. So how's it so far?
I didn't taste it yet. It's hot.
It's
Very
hot.
hot.
Oh, it's supposed to be hot. Okay. So the dumplings are a little bit more tender than I like. I like a little bit more chewy, dumpling. A little piece of the meat here as well, if I can. There we go. A little bit of carrot, a little bit of dumpling. So a nice little bowl. Not my grandmother's dumpling, but not too bad considering. So what do you think?
Different than what I'm used to.
A little bit different, yeah. I mean,
Not
it's
southern.
huh?
Not southern.
They're not. Well, I'm not a Southerner. I may be from below the Mason-Dixon line in Maryland, but I'm a Yankee, so there you go. But other than that, not too bad. Next time I'll try to find my grandmother's recipe. See, my sister has that. The way I can do it properly. And Kristena says next time she's doing it. So that won't be a audience choice. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming in. I appreciate it. Chicken and dumplings in the truck, primarily using the Instapot, bowl, cutting board, all the normal stuff you would use in the house. And just a little bit of time and effort and a willingness. This could easily have been the chicken cacciatore, which was in the second place, with half as many votes. So take that as a 1. I'm happy. This is going to really, I'll probably have 2 bowls of this tonight. We got laundry done. At least I got laundry done. She got laundry done. We got some shopping done for the next couple of weeks. Got the cabinet built. We got to work on this cabinet here for the clothes. That's the next project, but that's going to take a little bit longer. Got to take a shower. Stinky needs a bath. So, but other than that, tomorrow we are off on the road. Try to do some driving down the road tomorrow, live stream on Facebook in the morning. Maybe a bit of unloading. We got 2 different loads. Topeka, which is about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours away. And then into a little bit north of Wichita. We'll probably be stopping up on I-70 in the west side of Kansas. Yeah, this recipe is not as chewy as I like it, but still not too bad. But overall, not too bad. I think we got a good recipe here. Like I said, if I can find my grandmother's dumpling recipe, be even better. We're going to see what Kristena's recipe is going to be, because I would definitely want to try that. Miss Southern Belle, you send me yours a recipe as well. I'm looking forward to that. I'll try that. Hey, Mr. Charles Brandt. Well, sir, I got an empty bowl. Come on over. Knock on the door. I got an extra bowl. Come on. Bring it on. And we're going to hopefully have a good day tomorrow. We're going to get, like I said, we got a mower to deliver to Topeka. We got a mini excavator, a Hitachi mini excavator, delivered to Park City, Kansas, a little bit north of Wichita. Then we're heading on out to a little bit north of Denver to Frederick, Colorado. Deliver this wheel loader. And from there, we're trying to get a load back to Georgia. A little bit of things to do there. Stuff to pick up. I've made several orders on Amazon. Let me just pull this up here real quick. Let's see. So we got some food items that are specifically for Kristena's Indian/Pakistani style cuisine, which I'm looking forward to that. You know, various spices and whatnot. So we got a garlic press coming. We got a vegetable slicer, a little spiralizer, which is better than the one we got. Improve on that. I got some salt and pepper grinders that are a little bit better than this little thing here. This is just like a finishing one. You know, it's neat, but it doesn't grind enough. So we got salt and pepper shaker or grinders. I got the sous vide cooker. So, you know, you can't even see that, can you? Turn the brightness down. So, sous vide cooker. We're going to be having fun with that. I got some socks coming, coconut powder. I got some orbital sander discs, chili powder, cinnamon, cardamom, all kinds of good stuff coming. But we're going to have fun with that. So I want to say thank you to everybody for coming in. Hope you enjoyed the faux pas and the spillage. But hopefully, most of all, you enjoyed the cooking of the chicken and dumplings. I'm enjoying it. Kristena seems to be enjoying it fairly well as well. So, there we go. So, good stick to your ribs, fall type dish. Well, my world, my way, Helen, not a problem. So, other than that, we are good to go. I want to say again, thank you. God bless to everybody. Please be safe out there in whatever you're doing. My world, my way, Helen, Charles Brandt, Linda Barker, Healthy Living with Miss Renee the Barber, Mr. Ross Romes. How you doing, sir? Didn't see you there. Salty Dog, KW. Soul Stitch, 1111. I'm sorry, I did not see you there. I do appreciate you coming in. Always a good to have somebody new. Let's see, Josh Warmke. Always good to have you in. Miss Southern Belle, send me your recipe if you would. I would like to try that. Mr. Stephen Huber. Let's see who else came in here. TJ Jones. Always good to have you in, my friend. Let's see here. Well, can't go back any more than that. And to everybody else who did come in, Kevin Hart Vlogs, also from England, like Mr. Roland Keith, all the way from Australia. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I will be posting Monday or Tuesday the next selection for dinner number 8. Dinner number 8. Forget. I'm a truck driver. I can't count. So, somebody should learn in preschool. I'm having problems with. So dinner number 8. 5 more dishes for you to vote on. Please let us know what you would like to see us do. We're always going to try to keep something new and interesting going on. We will see what is going to be. So your vote determines what we will make Sunday night. Other than that, God bless. Thank you very much, and we'll see you all later.